Okay, now I want to talk about De-nationalization of Money, 1976. It was written by Frederick Hayek. He is the Nobel laureate in economics, 1974. And you can download this book, De-nationalization of Money, by clicking this link. And you can see my incomplete summary of Hayek's denationalization of money by clicking this link. Okay, incomplete because I was trying to full summary of the book, but I was only able to do part by part. Okay, some part I did, but some other part I was not able to do. So it is incomplete, but still, it is useful to see the whole picture. What type of materials are covered in the, what type of topics are covered in the book. Okay, and basically, in this book, Frederick Hayek argues that money is a commodity that would be better off supplied through competition. So basically, since it is a commodity, so there should be a servicing entity with a private interest. Okay, this private entity could be company, right? This company provide this money service, and out of their interest, they need their service must be very good. Otherwise, other services, providing better service to the people, then people will choose that service that is most competitive. Okay, so that's the story. Okay, so currently there is a monopoly that only government can provide monetary service to their region, to their nation, within a fixed boundary. And then so there is no competition between monetary services. But the Hayek says that we need to get rid of these obstacles, and then we need to have a one common market, one common territory, and in this common territory, multiple monetary services by private entities seeking for self-interest should be competing with each other, and then that monetary service that is selected by the people will be much better in terms of quality of service compared to monopoly of government monetary service. That's what the main argument is. So monopoly of government versus competition by private issuers. That is the argument, and then competition seeking self-interest. It has a greater motivation to keep the service better and better, adaptive to the changing situation. Will provide a much better service than monopoly service. That's the kind of a very simple, seems very obvious argument. Okay, clever, obvious argument. And the advantages of competitive currencies are not only removing the power of government to inflate the money supply. So if some currency service uh, uh, you know, uh, try to inflate the money supply in, in secret, then people will realize it and then will not select to use that service anymore, and then it is out of the market. Then the better, monetary service product provider will overtake the market share of that thrown out service, and that way, basically, competition is the driving force, and also self-interest, seeking their own profit, is also a driving force of providing better monetary service. Because when government has the monopoly power of producing money, then they will not try to improve their service quality, but they can exploit their power for re-election of their terms. I mean, their position as a president or the governor, and so on, and it will be utilized for their political, aim, and it is not going to serve well. And because of that, if we have this competition, and then the monetary service selected from this competition will not try to inflate its monetary supply, money supply, and then government cannot use it to inflate its own expenditure. Then we have a smaller government, and smaller government provide the freedom to the society, less regulation, and then more competition. Then better products and services will spring out to the society. Then the society flourish, prospers, and so on. So that's the argument. And he says that the central theme is crystal clear. Government has failed, must fail, and will continue to fail to supply good money. It doesn't have a motivation. Only motivation that government has is creating cheap money, and cheap money is toxic to the society. So which money would the public select? Page 66, it says public selects a better money system through competition, and through the process of competition. So the process of selection through competition is the key. And he talks about 4 uses of money. We talked about this one in my previous lecture. Basically, money has an exchange value for products and services, and holding reserves for future needs. This is about saving, and deferred payments, right? You can make borrowing, and then you will return in the future time. Then we need to have a stable currency so that the value stays relatively constant over time, and then measure of value, which is a unit of account in his language. Okay, and the prevailing currency is the one preferred and selected by the people. So that is the main argument that Hayek talks about. And then here is actual sentences that he put in his book. Page 23, he talks about his proposal, and then the concrete proposal for near future, and the occasion for the examination of a much more far-reaching scheme is that. So basically you can forget all the other words. Basically you can just pay attention to these landmarked words, because his language is very lavish with lots of extravagant words. So if you read this red part, it kind of makes sense. Okay, so the proposal that he's making is that proposal is that I think there was a little bit of a break, so probably I need to. I want to talk about this one more time. So the practical proposal on page 23, you can just read these red part words so that it is easy to make sense out of his lavish sentences. So here the proposal is that the countries in the common market mutually bind themselves not to place any obstacles in the way of free dealing in one another's currencies. So in this common market, let the monetary services compete with each other so that these currencies are striving for better quality. So service need to be competing with each other. So that the best practicing monetary system be selected by the people. And then if we let this happen, then this monetary system is going to be much better than the government monopolized monetary service. That's what he's saying. So basically, two things: free dealings in one another's currencies so that people can select the better one, and free exercise of the banking business in this market. Okay, so that's his proposal of the book. So free money system, that's what he's proposing. And then he compares this free money system with the proposal made by Adam Smith, which is free trade in the market. So if you have a same common market, let the people transact with each other freely. That's what Adam Smith's proposal in his Wealth of Nations. And then the region will prosper, right? Become rich by helping with each other through these free transactions, division of labors, and so on. And then his Hayek says, let's do on top of that free trade in money, so that the better monetary system can be selected, and this better monetary system must be honest. So it must provide honest money. So he talks about honest money. Okay. So the purpose of this scheme is to impose upon existing monetary and financial agencies a very much needed discipline by making it impossible for any of them to bad acting. Okay, which is to issue a kind of money substantially less reliable and useful than the money of any other. So unless it's reliable and useful, it's not going to get selected. Okay, so reliable and useful money is the honest money. Okay, that's he's saying. And then the individual countries would be constrained to keep the value of their currencies tolerably stable. So since otherwise they are not going to get selected, so individual monetary system, they must be good and honest. And there is a conclusion part. Gold standard is not the solution, he's saying, and good money can come only from self-interest by private entities, because it works for their own benefit as well, to provide good monetary service, the honest money. Okay, but it is not can be done by benevolence of a government. Okay, government cannot do that. Okay, government doesn't have such a motivation. Okay, it's against the politicians who get elected to provide honest money. That's what he's saying. And is such a proposal practicable? And he's saying that Adam Smith's Wealth of Nation, promoted free trades in the common market. In the beginning, it was not adopted, but later on, it was adopted, and then region has prospered, and then he using with the same token of argument, free money movement, free money proposal should also work in the near future. That's what he's saying. So basically, these red part marks regions, you can take a reading, and basically that's the that's what he's trying to say as a conclusion. But I believe I have already said all of them, and you can take a look at this. So here it talks about wealth of nation and so on, free trade movement, and then his free money movement, and basically that's it. I think I should stop right here. Okay, so free money movement is the only way to stop the continuous progress of a government toward totalitarianism. Basically, as government get bigger and bigger and bigger with the monopoly of money, which is very critical for the lives of people. So if they have a bigger budget, if they have a ample amount of money, using debts, and they'll destroy the lives of the ordinary people, then the people, there are small percentage of elite people get very rich. Rest of them, I mean, it will demolish the middle class people. It will push the middle class people to the poor class of people. So we have this elephant curve, like rich and poor, there is no middle class. And in such a nation is totalitarian state, and basically the government control everything, then that is the path to serfdom. So everyone becomes the slaves of the money and the slaves of the government control, because they don't have a wealth. They cannot protect their health. They cannot protect their well-being, on their own. They have to rely on government for every affairs of their lives, because they don't have any wealth in them. Okay, only the few elite have everything. Okay, but that's not the society that we wish it to have. So that's basically his judgment of the government monopoly of money. So he's making this proposal, so that he's saying that we need to get the monopoly power of government in controlling the money supply. We need to remove that, and then give the power back to the people, so that people can start monetary services, private services, and then as they compete with each other, they strive for providing better services, and then people in this common market region can select a better service money, and that will end the path to serfdom. Okay, but this that's what his proposal. Then do we have such a society today? No. Our nations are separated by the you know by the our their own territories in within each nation's territory, boundary of their land. The same currency is used. Korea has Korean won, Japan has yen, China has yuan, Europe has euros, and they have an exchange rate controlled. Each nation is controlling the exchange rate of their currency to others, and currently Hayek's system is not working. But uh, in the world of cryptocurrencies, these things are happening. For example, Bitcoin doesn't have a boundary. It it can it has the global uh, uh, market as its territory. It applies the same rule for each region. Whoever live in I mean a person in which in any part of the world, Bitcoin works the same. Okay, so same single protocol presides over all part of the world. So Hayek's vision is kind of taking place in the crypto world. Okay, so that's why crypto world, the people in the crypto world, utilize de-nationalization of money as some kind of Bible for them to follow. Okay, so probably we'll have a chance to talk about that aspect later on. Um, but for today, I will conclude my lecture today at this point. Okay.